So how long have you been competing in the Grand Slam?
Let me just say for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And while our leaders dance to the tune of slave masters, we bury our mother tongue in shame and call it pop culture. But even the king of pop never really believed in melanin popping. There was a way they wanted us to read it. The way the Shakespeareans read. You have to put me. Poetry was like mathematics. It was like solving math. I'm telling you. Alright, there's one thing I want to say. Whenever I say people get like, are you serious? Like, I'm an only child.
Oh, only child.
Yeah, I'm an only child.
Wow.
So
Yeah, you don't look like an only child because Yo, my people, you know how we do it on the show. I want to welcome you back. Welcome back to another fresh episode, fresh series, 2023 series of the Meet Personality Show. I know we've been on break for a very long time, but we are glad to be back. I mean, I can't explain the feeling. I'm super excited, super happy. And on this very special edition of the show, I'm mostly happy because we will be meeting with someone very spectacular, someone very unique, a very creative talent. See, he just won the 2023 ALIFEST Poetry Grand Slam. You know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on the show your one and only Obinna Melohdy.
what's up, bro?
Man, welcome to the show.
Thank you, bro.
How you doing, man?
I'm great.
Man, you are looking good.
Thank you. Yeah.
First of all, I want us to start here now. How does it feel? How does it feel to be the grand champion? 2023 ALIFEST Poetry Grand Slam champion. How does it feel?
Well, this question, they asked me this question yesterday and I was actually speechless because over the years I've been trying to win this and it's like a dream come true. I think that was the line I was looking for. A dream come true. It was like this morning I woke up and I was feeling like I hope yesterday was not a dream because
if I pinch yourself, I go confirm.
Like seriously, I needed to confirm it that it was a dream come true. Yeah.
So how long have you been competing in the Grand Slam?
Let me just say for the last 8 years. Yeah.
Like every year you keep competing?
Every year I keep competing. And the funny thing is that there are sometimes I make it to the first round, I get kicked out. So it's not like it was like a smooth ride from the onset. I just started making it to the last round. I think those early years, like the first, second years was me studying. And that was when I met poets in my school. That was in Abuja. I started meeting poets that were into Grand Slam. I didn't even know what Grand Slam is or Islam is. So I met them. They took me for a competition. I was like, okay, so people can actually win money. So I was like, okay, I'll try. So that my first try was a disaster. It was actually a disaster.
More like a razor.
When I did it, I shut my eyes and I was performing. One of the judges said, why would you have such a nice piece, but why would you shut your eyes? So I took from that, like, you have such a nice piece. That means I can go home and actually work on myself. So that has been it since then.
Wow. Congratulations for the consistency. That's for straight 8 years. Somebody has been contesting, not winning. You did not quit after 5 years. You don't give up. You still a struggle. That's one thing success is about. Success is about perseverance, consistency, your hunger.
Yeah.
So on this 2023, after let me say 7 years of contesting, you finally got it.
I finally got it
on the 8th attempt.
The 8th attempt.
Well done, man.
Thank you
once again, man. Well done.
Thank you.
So let's look at it. What does poetry mean to you now? Poetry. What does it mean to you?
Poetry means a lot to me. Because I wouldn't say poetry means life because that would be too deep. Poetry for me is like a way of just saying what you want to say, but not in the way every other person is saying it. Everybody is gifted with that freedom of expression.
Everybody can.
But
talk.
you have that heightened level of use of words that you want to express things in another way. Not in everyday way, in another way entirely. So that's what poetry means to me. Having that leverage to actually use words to express myself in a different way.
I love that one, using words to express yourself in a different way, because everybody can say, but not everybody knows how to use words. That's where the creativity comes in. The work as well. You just said it's 8 straight years of contesting, and now you won. So let's go back to the genesis. How did it start? the whole inspiration to be a poet to do stuff,
Okay.
despite the whole other things in this planet? Why did you choose poetry as?
Okay, that will take me back to uni Abuja days.
Yeah.
So I think there are two names I'm going to call, and they will play a vital role to where I am today. And one of them is Omo Awe. Yeah.
Omo Awe, shout out to you right there.
Yeah, Omo Awe is like, if he's listening, he has to take that shout out. And another person is Pari Olodo. Yeah, Pari Olodo is a roommate. Wow. So I met Omo Awe. I think he was the first person that I met him. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He was this versatile guy. Always, he's in the SUG. He's always making noise. I'm like, and the way he talks, he doesn't talk like I said, poetry is using language in another way, in a creative way. When he wants to talk to you, he doesn't use, he's not, I understood that poetry is not that Shakespearean, that big grammar. He's a Yoruba guy, and he's very proud of his language. That's what some of us will have to understand, that poetry is not that Shakespearean, this thing. Yeah. So he made me to understand that there's joy in this thing. You actually have to look for your own personality and explore it. So he was one person that played a role in me starting poetry and looking at it from a different angle. He's not Shakespeare. He's not thou at this one, you now use one big grammar and confuse people. So I thank God for meeting him. He redefined my perspective of poetry, and that was what gave me joy, that okay, at least I have language and actually use it to my own self and even to the benefit of the people around me. So that local language you have been neglecting is even, there's poetry in it. So that's how it started. On my way, Pari Olodo, they gave this interest to me, and since then I didn't take it for granted at all. I said I wanted to be like them. I told them I wanted to be like them. Pari Olodo we started together. I and Pari Olodo started in the same room together, but he already had that passion. He already had that dream that he wanted to do something, but he didn't really know what it was all about. I think it was on my way that just brought us together and just started telling us, this is how it's done, this is how it's done, and that's it.
Nice. Now, from what you said, I've been able to understand that poetry has really impacted your life.
Yeah.
So I want you to now let us know now from your own mouth, how has this poetry, how has it impacted your life? What are those effects this poetry performance out has in your life?
So the impact that poetry has brought to my life is this. You know, when I started this spoken word thing, it was a new thing to so many people. Because
which year was that?
I think this was 2016. I got admission 2015. 2016 I was into it. 2017 I wanted to really push.
What were you studying in school first?
I studied English.
English.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big relationship.
There's a big relationship. Yeah, there's a relationship.
Okay, yeah.
So when I started, it was a little bit, because in my class we were made to read our poems, but there was a way they wanted us to read it. The way the Shakespeareans read. You have to put me. Poetry was like mathematics. It was like solving math. I'm telling you, they have to put verse stanza 1, meter 2, and structure it very well.
So
and
it was not like an expression.
No. You don't try that. But you need to follow the principles and do all those Shakespearean. But I thank God for someone. There's this lecturer I had, Mrs. Kato. She's late Mrs. Kato. May her soul rest in peace. So late Mrs. Kato started giving us that impression that it is not that Shakespearean way we want it. So she started opening our minds to things, and I think she was another person that I didn't mention from the onset that actually imparted. So when we started this whole thing and taking language from the streets and mixing it, pidgin English and all that, so it looked like what these guys won't do now, what I won't do. But at some point, people started giving us that attention. So it imparted into my life that, like, even that musician that they used to invite at bonfire night, I am a celebrity, you know. So they started inviting us for church pro, school church pro. You know how students are now. If you have a friend that is doing spoken word, they want to hype you, you know. So thank God for the school environment. They were hyping us. We are the guys that we are reading at that time, and you know, it was joy. It was all fun, and it really imparted in my life. I started seeing myself as a different person due to the friends that were hyping me. And you know what they say now, friends are just your leverage to everything. Friends, the kind of friends you keep. So I took that confidence that I'm actually something that is worth looking at, that people can actually invest in me. There is something of value that is coming from me. So thank God, shout out to my friends that are actually watching. So that's it.
Nice. You know that impact is very necessary to make wherever you want to get
Yeah.
to. You know, that very first self awareness and self confidence,
Yes,
that very
yes.
first self drive is very
Yeah,
very
very crucial.
important.
Yeah.
So apart from this poetry, everything, what else do you do apart from poetry?
Okay, people ask me that a whole lot of time. What else do you do? Basically, even before I gained admission, I was a teacher. I have a passion for teaching. Yeah, I have a passion, and I do a whole lot of things. Sometimes I sing, but it's not like, yeah. Sometimes I sing. I try.
Not
Yeah,
professional
not
singing.
no not. But I sing in church sometimes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So and I am someone who like to do invest in business. Like I make liquid soap.
Hmm.
Yes, I make liquid soap.
That's very creative and
Yeah,
work.
it's a very lucrative. Yeah,
So
making liquid soap and all this, because my mom, she's someone who doesn't. When I started learning from, when I look at her life, she's someone who doesn't want to stay in one place. She's into everything, trying to make sure there is. So I learned from her at a young age to actually do, is not to put yourself in one place and say this is. So I have a whole lot of other things that are working for me. I make liquid soap, I teach, yeah, and that's just it.
let's go back to your early childhood days. How was it
Okay,
like growing up as a child
okay,
with all these big,
I.
big ambitions?
All right, all right. There's one thing I want to say. Whenever I say people get like, are you serious? Like, I'm an only child.
Oh, only child.
Yeah, I'm an only child.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, you don't look like an only child because with that kind of hustling spirit, and everything.
no, no,
As
no.
the only child,
The,
is of
the
all
thing is
those
that,
pampering and all
yeah,
those that do that kind
my
of
mom
stuff.
would not even want to tolerate that. Okay, the thing is that as an only child, I grew up making a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I had people now. These friends now were not just friends; they were family members. Now I had to automatically take them in as
Yeah.
family because I didn't really have a brother or a sister. So I saw them that this is, and thank God because these people were not just people. You know, your childhood days will determine how far you go in life. So these people were people that they came from homes where their parents were actually having things in mind for them. So they somehow these people were impacting into my life. So they shaped my life, and although we played, Zuba was my place. There was no place I didn't go to with tire, drive this.
And
So
guys, get us this. We are actually here at Zuba. I had to track him. He's a very busy guy. Oh. He's a very busy guy. So I had to call him. Where are you? I had to come down here to Zuba. I came to do something here in Zuba. So I had to come down here and track him so that I host this show with him.
yeah, yeah. So Zuba, we explored every place in Zuba. We went doing every other thing that every other normal kid was doing. But there was this thing about my life, knowing that I was an only child and being very conscious of that fact. My mom was very strict on me. Like you say, she didn't even take me like an. Sometimes if she dey beat me, self, I go, are you sure I'm the only one she has? so
You know,
so
fuck you.
she was she was very strict on me. So it's kind of put this mentality in me that I have to really step up and yes, being an only child, she would usually tell me, but I didn't look at myself like an only child. No, I felt like when you have those friends and
I
everything, you feel
think I
like
think I think one thing that I've noticed from what you're saying is that you have a very open mind. Yeah,
yeah,
some people because they are the only child they would
yeah,
have seen
so
it as being
yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah,
Yeah, they are
unfortunate,
supposed to have sisters, they're supposed to
yeah,
have brothers, but you
yeah.
were just so open to even have friends and
Yeah,
then take them
yeah,
as your
yeah,
family.
family. And that really affected me because assuming I was on my own,
Mm,
we will not be talking about spoken word poetry today. At the end of the day, I would have just been depressed. You would have
yeah,
seen me as a depressed person. I
yeah.
wouldn't have anything to do. I'm an only child. I love to be gentle and quiet. I don't want to. But that was not the case. It was a reverse thing entirely. So I thank God for the friends and every other person. And this is where I am today. Still learning the world and still making friends and still accepting people into my life. And that's just what
You
it is.
forgot to mention champion. A brand new champion. Man, congratulations. All right.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, yeah. So moving on from here now, you just won the Grand Slam. What do you anticipate more in your field, your career? Spoken word?
Okay, because this year I had two major plans to win ALIFWEST. I actually wrote it when I entered this year that I was going to win ALIFWEST.
Wow.
Then I'm
So
going
we can
to,
now tick that box.
yeah, we can now take the box. Then I'll go for LeapFest. LeapFest is Lagos, but I don't think I would want to go for LeapFest. I think that will be withdrawn probably for next year or next time. If I so for now, I want to leverage on what I have just won. Because there is the sponsors like we have Amnesty International,
Yeah.
We have the Brazilian embassy and all that. So I think I can. It's my point now to leverage on all these things, get myself. Because they say for a new level, you don't have to just go and relax and say, okay, I've
Yeah, no,
won
no,
this.
no, no,
No,
no.
you have to
Another
put
level of
times
work.
two,
Yeah.
times two of what you've been doing before. So I think what I have to do now is just to give myself a different image so that I would actually impact into my world. Because I can't keep using what I know now to push ahead. I have to really work and give a different image to myself so that I can actually impact. Because, like I told you, I'm a teacher. It's not just about me making the impact. There's a generation I want to pull along and show them that this is how it is done. So I also look at the people that are looking ahead, looking up to me, to actually impact in them and use this privilege to tell them that I am speaking this because I have a result.
Yeah.
I'm not just
You get
saying it.
evidence.
I
You
get
don't just
evidence.
explain.
I don't
Evidence.
just so I have an evidence. So
Yeah.
I'm pulling you guys so that you can do higher or better than me, so that I
Yeah.
can actually be proud of myself. Because what is the essence of winning it when you don't have another person that you have taught? Look at how it is
Yeah. To win.
actually done. So that is what I want to use that to do. And money is also involved, make more money. That's
Yeah,
first,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why we are doing all this, man. Everything you
Yeah.
got to make more money because the bills are piling up.
Yeah, the bills are piling up, bro.
Honestly. All right, so you just spoke about young people. Like I just wanted to give us for other young people outside there who are chasing their creativity, their passion, their talent. What's one word you can give to them outside?
Okay, one word I want to give to everybody out there is, you see, we are all gifted. Yeah, we are all gifted, but you have to realize that you are a special person, you're a unique person. And realizing that would help you now to work on yourself, because you can't just go to a gold mine and carry gold like that and you want to sell it. Nobody will even, some people will not even know that that thing is good. So you have to be refined, you have to go through the fire. Yeah, so those disappointments, those times where there will be nothing in your account, where you be broke, that you go for a show, they will not pay you. All those things are lessons you just have to
Go
learn.
for
One
audition, they will
day,
not pick you.
they will not pick you. One
You think
day,
that you're not talented.
you think, thank you. You just give up and tell yourself,
Yeah.
or you write something one line, it doesn't make sense, and you now go and rest. So those things are just the things we'll have to go through, because at the end of the day, there's light at the end of the tunnel, actually. So that's just what I want to tell to young people.
Nice. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that. So apart from this ALIFEST Grand Slam, have you won any poetry competition?
Yeah, there's a lot I've been winning, but it's mainly online. Okay,
Okay.
like last year, uh, votes. There was, okay, that time they were collecting voters card.
Yeah.
There's a competition that was they did say go encourage people to get. I've forgotten the title. Encourage people to get your voters card. So I won that one, and there was also another competition, a writing competition I won, and just recently, 1 week before now,
Yeah.
I won. I am the August best poet for a poetry academy. I've forgotten their
Nice
name.
academy.
Lights Academy, yeah. So I'm their best poet for. So that's it. I've been winning some competition. Some of them I can't even remember, but there's a lot I've been winning recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. So finally, before I let you go, so you just won the Grand Slam. I want you to, for our fans, for our audience outside there, I want you to give us a sneak preview of that piece, that winning piece that got you this championship title. That winning piece. Just give us a brief slick of that piece.
Okay, the piece, because it was a social justice piece.
Okay.
Amnesty wanted us to do basically social justice in the last. So I looked at it. Social justice is wide,
Yeah, very well.
very wide. So I looked at it and said, okay, let me do from the perspective of education and heritage. Like, African heritage. We are meant to understand that civilization started in Africa.
Yeah.
But if you look at our condition now, it doesn't look like civilization
It be like saying
started.
that we dey
It
learn.
be like saying that we dey. So I looked at it, I said, okay, can I look at it from the perspective of civilization and education, because we needed to up our game in that level.
And then we say,
Let it not look like Europe will just carry one
yeah.
curriculum and give us, so now start learning
And
something that doesn't.
our school system is not even helping.
As
You will see
in,
American curriculum, British curriculum,
that doesn't help Africa.
Spanish curriculum, waiting as in they
As
just dey
in,
bring things.
seriously. So that's what I wrote about, and probably I may not get to the end of the piece, but let me just see, because it's a 3 minute piece. So
All right, guys. So we are going to enjoy this. This is the winning piece, the piece that got Obinna Melohdy to be the Poetry Grand Slam champion of the ALIFEST 2023, is about to give us that piece right here on the Meet Personality Show. Listen.
All right. Do not blame us for drowning in an educational system that forbids us from walking on water. 4 years studying literature, and the only breathing metaphor I could wrap my head around, Madiba, a classic, to the fame and cheddar chasing fellas claiming to be fella. See, I keep wondering how we lost track of our stories written in the stars, reference points devoid of deadlines. You do not have to be dead to lose your life. The word deadbeat is perfect proof that we've been dancing to dead rhythms. Astrology, they say, is the study of the skies to ascertain the potentials of the earth. Too many black potentials here, we are yet to move the earth. But how do we move mountains when nothing moves us? Bob Marley asked, how long shall we watch while they kill our prophets? Why they turn fictions to facts as though they are turning water to wine, but water would always be life, and we can't be wine drunk on history we did not write. And while our leaders dance to the tune of slave masters, we bury our mother tongue in shame and call it pop culture. But even the king of pop never really believed in melanin popping. And it's all French fries, even though it was not made in France. But I believe the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Since the days of the typewriter, the concept of globalization asphyxiates most Africans. Our curriculums are calories of junks to the slice of tech. And I'm not sure if Ubuntu still has a place in the four walls of our classrooms. The dreams of our forefathers lay buried in our genes because we do not know that the hieroglyphs were not just symbols but prophecies awaiting fulfilling. We were made to raise the bar but drunk in an ignorance that made victims of sons and daughters with numbers that are continually staggering. An orchestra of potential still directed by colonizers. A medley of raves and rants, highs and lows. Now you know the roots of this Afro depression. And I'm wishing we could have a piano through it, but dancing is like dreaming with the feet, and our best foot forward drowns in this land of liquid dreams. Blame it on an educational system that forbids us from walking on water, but do not pretend like you do not know the names of the middlemen that bargain with our stolen legacies.
Whoa, wow, wow. Well done, Obinna Melohdy. I really feel that piece. You know, that piece is like, it's like fruit juice. You know, like a mixture of different kind of fruits, and then you put everything into one cup. That is just a piece you delivered there.
Wow.
Welcome. So I must ask, what actually inspired this? It was the whole thing that was bringing in your head when you were writing this down.
Okay, what inspired this piece is actually the state of our, like I told you, actually I'm a teacher. So I've taught over time. Professionally, I've taught. As home teaching, I've done a lot of teaching and all that. So I've looked into the curriculums of the Nigerian, or let me just, the Nigerian education. I've seen that it is not something that really applies to our environments.
Reality.
Yeah, in reality, if I finish learning economics, how does those curves and every other thing apply to my real life? You know, I think this is our curriculums, we are borrowed from foreign countries.
It's still borrowed. You know, now we have American and British combined.
You see, so these things, if you're going to say build or do a lighting for a house, it should be someone that knows your house that will do that lighting. Someone that understands you. You can't.
You will have to come and
have to come and study the house. Not someone that will be staying far off and now send you anything at all. You just use it, and maybe something that worked for him. No, it can't work for you. So we ourselves, if we've looked at that curriculum and seen that it's not working, we ourselves will have to develop. Because come and think about it. They say civilization started from Africa. How is it that we cannot develop our own curriculums that actually suits us and finds a solution? Because education is like the bedrock of everything.
You know, one thing about education, I was out on the street on my special show, Shalaye. So I asked people what they studied in school and what they do now. Guys, you can check out that episode of Shalaye, what you studied in school and what you do now. Like, let me say, like 95% of the people I met, what they studied in school is not close to what they are doing in real life to make money. So I'm like, what is the curriculum doing? Why are we going to school?
Why are we going to school? Because if we can't sit down, because this thing has to do with sitting down, looking back into our history, and finding a way of doing something, bringing a curriculum that would actually benefit our rich, we have a very rich history.
Culture, yeah.
Because those curriculums that they are sending to us doesn't, because in a place in the piece I say they are turning fictions into facts.
Yeah.
This is what they are doing. They are turning things that are not, they are not related to us. They are giving us things that are not related to us, twisting our own history. So it doesn't work. We really needed to stand up and form our own curriculums that would actually benefit us.
Yeah, I think
that's what the piece is actually advocating for.
Nice. So that speaks a lot about the kind of poetry you do.
Yeah.
You talk about social justice issues that affect us as Nigerians.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being on the show.
All
right. So if you have any special shout out you would like to, anybody you'd like to shout out?
Okay, my special shout out goes out to those that are following me and those that have developed interest in following me most recently because of the win.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that there's a lot ahead.
Yeah.
And just keep your hands, your fingers crossed. I think that's how they say it. Your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content coming, a lot of value, a lot of entertainment, rebranding, and yeah. So it's coming forth your way. It may take a little bit of time because just like they say, if you come to a new height, a new level, to demand that you do times 2 of what you've been doing before. So yeah, too much is given, much is required. So I'll just have to do a lot of rebranding and come out with a content that will be full of value and entertainment. So keep your fingers crossed.
Thank you very much. Despite your busy schedule, I had to track you here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, bro.
All right, guys. So that is the size of our package for you today. Thank you so much for hanging around. Thank you for watching. Please, if you have just listened to Obinna Melody's piece, that is the piece he used to win the 2023 Poetry Grand Slam ALIFEST. All right, so drop a comment, drop a like, share this video. Special word to Obinna Melody. Please drop it on the comment section. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching today's show.